Welcome, everyone. This is the September 15th, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of School Directors of Lower Merion. This meeting is being streamed via Zoom webinar. It's live streamed and as well as being recorded with sound for public broadcast. I tell you this because it's important that all participants that are joining via webinar who wish to comment will need to use the chat feature, which will be enabled during the audience recognition portion of the agenda. If you are attending this meeting in person, you should be aware that the attendees may be recording this meeting as permitted by the Sunshine Act, which means that any remarks that you make at the podium or in your seat can be recorded from their seat. We are here in this meeting room to begin this board meeting, and we have different moments of public broadcast because we believe it's the best interest of the board, of the community, and of our students to hear from the community as well. So during that time, when we have community comment, you'll be able to come up to the podium or online and have a 3-minute window to speak. Please make sure if you want to speak during tonight's meeting, you sign up with Ms. LaPere, and right now the clipboard is in the back section over there. Okay, we're gonna kick off, and I'm gonna actually start with one little beat if you don't mind.
Okay, not at all.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite weeks that we have in our country because this is Constitution Week. So on the 17th in 2 days is Constitution Day. For the schools, public schools are honored to be able to be federally mandated to celebrate Constitution Day, but they're really happy about that federal mandate as well. And what I think is so important about Constitution Day, it's the day that the United States Constitution was signed, not ratified, but signed. And that's when that document that begins with "We the People" goes to we the people to say, do you choose to sign it or do you choose not to sign it? That's the question that happened in 1787. That was the moment. Not a king or a czar saying, this is what it is, this is how we're moving forward, but back to the people. And that grounds us in education, especially public education. But it grounds us in education because education is that lifeblood of democracy. And it is about community building and understanding together. So happy Constitution Day a little early. Sorry, I'll be the constitutional nerd up here. But with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. The school year is off to a great start. If you want to put a smile on your face, please take a look at all of our first day of school photos on our website. It's wonderful to see how excited and happy our students are returning to classes. I'd like to thank all of our staff and administrators for all the work that they did, our transportation, our food service, secretarial staff, things like that, our IT department. Thank you, Bob, and all of your team. Just wonderful. Our facilities look great, and it's a team effort. I really appreciate everybody's hard work. Congratulations to the 17 students from Lower Merion High School and 10 from Harriton High School who were named semifinalists by the 2026 National Merit Scholarship Program. We'll be recognizing these students as well as the commended students in the October board meeting, so please join us for that. Many of you likely saw the extensive media coverage on our new Bus Patrol Stop Armed Camera program in collaboration with Lower Merion and Narberth Police. From the start of the program on August 1st through Thursday of last week, the Lower Merion had approved 172 citations and Narberth had approved 10. I bring this up, number one, because it's important that we're all looking out for student safety, but also want to make sure the public knows that this is going on and they have an opportunity to make sure they stop at the buses for safety reasons as well as not to get a fine. So thank you to our nutritional service team for making it even easier for all students to get a free school breakfast. Grab-and-go breakfasts are now available to make it even more convenient for students to get a healthy start to their day. And we do know that if students aren't hungry, they can concentrate more on their schoolwork. So we're really appreciative of the partnership that we have there. So a couple other things that we have on the docket for the superintendent's report. We have an exciting program at Black Rock Middle School, and I'm not going to spoil it, Ms. Stout, so I'm going to bring you and your students up to the podium to be able to lay it out for everyone and invite everyone to the event.
Thank you for having us here tonight. I am Marley Vargas, and I am in 6th grade at Black Rock.
I'm Adriana Figueroa Gonzalez, and I'm a freshman at Harriton High School.
We would like to thank you for your support and invite you to join us at the first ever Young People's Book Festival of Greater Philadelphia, or YO Book Fest for short.
This event grew out of Black Rock Library activities, and It is a community partnership with our other district schools, as well as a partnership with Children's Book World at Haverford, PA.
Yo Book Fest is a free literary celebration for all ages celebrating books, readers, writers, and creativity.
So please mark your calendars for October 25th, 2025, and come to Black Rock Middle School between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. It will be a day filled of family-friendly fun.
More than 50 beloved children's, middle grade, and young adult authors and illustrators, interactive author and illustrator sessions and panels, writing and drawing workshops, cozy story times,
Book signings, swag, and festival exclusive merch. And to start off, a festive character parade. And since it's almost Halloween, you can even dress up to it.
From toddlers to teens to grown-up book lovers, Yo Book Fest will have something for everyone. Free registration is available, and all the details are posted on our website, www.yobookfest.com, and you can get updates on our Instagram page, @YoBookFest.
We look forward to seeing you and exploring the power of books and imagination on the first ever Yo Book Fest, October 25th. Thank you very much.
So the students did leave for you a pin to remember Yo Book Fest and an official invitation. A huge shout out to Dr. Nichols, our amazing librarian, who wanted to really celebrate a love of literacy and have a chance for the community to come and experience our school. So we hope to see you on October 25th at Black Rock. Have a great night.
So just two things. First of all, thank you very much, number one, for the event. Number two, for being here. Students are great, and we always love when they come and speak. What I was most impressed about is you talked about the partnerships, and we really try to, even in our meetings, we talk about how we're going to partner with the community, who we're going to partner with, and how that's going to be beneficial to everyone. So we really appreciate that really approach to your community. And number two, you said something about pre-registration. You don't have to register to go, am I correct?
Correct. It's hard to sometimes plan a party with an open invitation. There is an Eventbrite just to give us an idea of numbers. If you're to come on the day of, we'll have people there just to gather your information as you arrive, also just to have some sense of security for the event. But certainly, come and we'll figure out how to have you join us.
That's great. Thank you very much. Yep. Okay, so that's a really nice segue. So again, thank you very much, Black Rock. You guys are wonderful. So nice segue into another partnership that we are reimagining as part of the Lower Merion School District. When I arrived here, there was the Education Foundation of Lower Merion, and it had functioned for a long time under certain approaches and things like that. And hi, San, how are you? And had an approach of raising money for scholarships and grants and things like that. And there are other organizations in the community that do that as well. So Sana and I, Miss Garner, connected, and we started talking about sort of reimagining the foundation with a new mission and partnership that is going to really be wonderful. So again, I'm not going to spoil or steal your thunder, so I'll turn the floor over to you, and I'm looking forward to the partnership that we're going to create.
So I did want to thank Dr. Ranelli for inviting me to be part of the Lower Merion, the Education Foundation of Lower Merion. It is a nonprofit that has been at the district since 2006, and it's been a bit dormant for a while, and so a lot of you guys have seen me up here advocating for inclusive playgrounds, and I just really care about outdoor spaces as a whole. So we are reimagining what the foundation will look like going forward, and I also want to thank everyone who is here tonight who answered my email and let me chat you up and just understand kind of the pulse of what's going on at Lower Merion so that we could really figure out a vision together for what the foundation will look like. And we are recruiting board members, so that is, I want to just present what my vision would be of the rebooted foundation. So the Education Foundation of Lower Merion is a 501c3 nonprofit. It is comprised of district administrators and community volunteers. We aim to provide financial flexibility that's needed to ensure that all of our public schools continue to thrive. We want to strengthen community and alumni pride and develop meaningful relationships with other organizations, including businesses and cultural institutions in our area. So as we think about reimagining this foundation, our challenge is that it's dormant. One of the plus sides is that we have a treasury of $26,000, but community engagement and fundraising have waned significantly since COVID. And another thing that kind of came up in my conversations was that Lower Merion doesn't always feel like a cohesive community. A lot of the schools feel like they're fractured entities. And so we really want to bring the community together. And our district has abundant outdoor spaces, but currently they are being underutilized for our schools and our community. So we have this great opportunity to redefine the Education Foundation of Lower Merion's purpose and build a strong, engaged community by focusing on a single compelling goal. In the past, the goal was a little bit vague, and so we're really wanting to define it to create greater success for the future of the foundation. So the vision is that we will enrich the outdoor spaces to build community. And so we will create a sense of belonging within Lower Merion School District by enriching our outdoor spaces and providing hands-on learning opportunities that benefit the entire community. The primary goal will be to, as we reimagine the foundation, will be to focus on a goal that's specifically outdoor spaces. And this is a need that we feel like the community can really attach to. It's very specific, and it's not something that any of our other partnership organizations within the Lower Merion kind of ecosystem are really focusing on. So it's differentiating in that way. So the values that I think would be really great for us to move forward with are inclusivity and belonging, health and wellness, hands-on learning, and community. And then we collaborate with Lower Merion School District administrators to figure out some projects together, but some possible projects that can really bring this vision to life are inclusive playgrounds, outdoor classrooms and gardens, athletic field renovations, outdoor performance spaces, and also some small-scale enhancements like shade, more trees, benches, things like that that are kind of a smaller footprint. So in order to build this board, we need to recruit some amazing people. So I would think we should target parents with school-age children, and ideally we have at least one representative from each school. More are welcome, but I think that it would be great to have representation in the similar way that the ISC has representation from every school. I think it just could make the foundation very strong in that way. To engage people, we should attend the HSA meetings to introduce the foundation and its new very clear purpose. And I also think we should leverage connections. So asking our principals to connect the foundation with key stakeholders like teachers who've shown interest in outdoor spaces. I just want to emphasize we are not asking the principals to do any heavy lifting. We just want to really do cool things at their schools and kind of point out those people who are going to be the teachers who are really going to steward these projects. And so, so community engagement is going to be a really big focus. So we want to involve all schools and make sure that every school feels included in the projects from elementary schools, middle, and high schools. So that was something else in the past that it seemed maybe like the foundation didn't feel like it was equally distributing things across the board. So that's going to be a big focus. And we also really want to unify our community and think about ways to bring our youth teams who practice on our athletic fields into the community and our private school families, because our outdoor spaces are available to the community after school hours. So this is a benefit for everybody. And we just want to bring the general public together too, because again, like the more our community can utilize our spaces, the better it's going to be. Okay, so we need to raise some money. And so my plan for fundraising, a few options, or a lot of options, but the first one would be to re-engage the EITC-EIO funding stream. This is a crucial step to access large funding resources. I also think that it would be great to hire a foundation grant writer so that we can leverage their network connections and have their help with grant writing and just kind of editing some grants that we might identify, that they can help us identify as well. I also want to revisit some successful campaigns and expand them, like the bricks. Currently, there's bricks that are that parents buy for their graduating high school seniors. There's no reason why we can't have potentially with the district's approval like bricks at every school, so that we are really engaging all of our schools to fundraise for these outdoor spaces. And then let's host some really banging community events like concerts, athletic events, outdoor fairs, and just want to think innovatively about those so that we can attract our community and differentiate ourselves from, because there's a lot happening in Lower Merion, so we want to just try to carve out some of our own lanes. It's going to be important that we focus on key partnerships, so continuing to partner with the ISC and funding their mini grants. That's something that the Ed Foundation has done in the past, and definitely want to continue that. We want to collaborate with local groups and organizations like the Lower Merion Conservancy and of the Baldwin School. They came to Marion Elementary School, and their botanical club did a partnership. So those are kind of amazing private school partnerships in our schools that really just benefit our whole community, Baldwin School kids and Marion kids. And we can have partnerships that are really uplifting all of our schools. We want to encourage businesses to reallocate their EITC funds to the foundation, and that would support us tremendously. And we want to connect with individuals or families who might be interested in putting their name on a high-profile project. We know people are out there, so the Ed Foundation will gladly partner. So we need your help. This vision for our outdoor spaces is bold and it's exciting, but it requires a really dedicated team to bring it to life. And right now our board is very thin, and so that's why we're really looking to build this new robust board. We're seeking passionate and committed people to join us. And the board of directors, we want people who are going to lead with vision and guide our projects from conception to completion, strengthen our community, so build connections and foster engagement across all schools and throughout our community, and secure our future. So we want to expand our fundraising efforts to ensure our long-term sustainability of our work. So if you are a parent, teacher, community member, neighbor, who shares our passion for creating incredible outdoor spaces, we want to hear from you. So thank you. And I really am excited. I can't wait to see what we can achieve together.
Oh, don't leave yet. Just hold on one second. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And just bringing in the community spirit already and how we hold together in tough times and heal and utilize the spaces to come together every single day. So thank you for that. I want to ask the board if anybody has individual questions, but if somebody is so excited right now because that was fantastic and they're like, I need to find out more and send my check, is there a website? How can they find out more?
There is, and I should have the email
It's
memorized.
right.
I am sorry.
For now, they
is
can email me. Yeah, we have the existing Education Foundation page on our website, but if anybody can't even wait and they want to email me, Amy Buckman, Director of School and Community Relations, that's sort of my job.
Yeah.
I will make sure that we pass that all along to Ms. Garner.
And I think I got into the website. Just FYI. I think
the old one.
I think I got
we
into
have a
it.
road one we got to get rid of. Okay.
So talk to Amy, and also, you can go through the community page on the Ed Foundation or on the district's website, and you'll see the link to our email address. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much. And questions from anybody on the board? Students? Student leaders, you get to ask too.
Yes, students are welcome.
Yeah.
We have one here.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. You had mentioned the Baldwin School, and I just wanted to also suggest reaching out to Friends Central, because Friends Central Upper School is actually an arboretum as well.
Oh, that's a good, thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I just have one more announcement. Last week, you should have gotten a letter, an email about the strategic plan, the 5-year strategic plan process that will be happening all year. I just want to remind everybody to mark their calendars for the first date is October 29th, and more information will follow. And that concludes my report.
Wonderful, thank you so much. Now we're going to move on to our student representatives. We'll begin with our Harrington student representative, BJ, since you're now the top person on campus right now. Go for it.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm BJ Uzel. I hope everyone has had a good start to the school year. Thank you for having me back as a student representative. I deeply appreciate it. Let's go over some of the things that have been happening at Harrington recently. Ram Day happened at Harrington the first week of school, a day where all Harrington students gather in the gym to advertise their clubs to their classmates. Many clubs gain members through the new incoming class of freshmen. Harrington's fall sports teams are starting the year off strong. The Harrington girls field hockey team currently has a record of 5 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. They've recently beat Haverford and tied with Radnor, which was a huge accomplishment for the team. In the past couple of years, the two teams have consistently beaten us, but not this year. Way to go, Rams. Lower Merion and Harrington's newly combined water polo team is actively looking for new players. Don't be shy, come out and give it a try. Harrington has a new off and away policy that has proven to be a big change for students. At the beginning of classes, students put their phones into a numbered shelf where their phones remain for the duration of the class. In addition to this, students are no longer allowed to have their phones out in the hallways unless inside of a phone zone, which includes the cafeteria, library, and a couple of other spaces. Students are still able to use their phones freely during lunch. The Rams are adapting well to the new rules. This year's homecoming dance is coming up. The dance will be held in the cafeteria and JSL on October 4th. Tickets will be sold for $20 during Lunch and Learn in the upcoming weeks prior to the event, excuse me. That's all from Harrington for this month. Thanks for listening and have a great evening.
Thank you so much, BJ. Glad to have you back. Shyla, you're new. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and then dive into it? We're going to put you on the spot first meeting, but thank you so much.
I'm a junior at Lower Merion High School. I'm honored to serve as one of your school representatives, tag teaming this role with my twin sister Eden. We'll be alternating each month to bring you news, updates, and a little LM pride from our school community. We officially kicked off the 2025-2026 school year on September 2nd, and let me tell you, it's been a lively start. Some early highlights. Our seniors proved their dedication by waking up before the sun for senior sunrise at 6:30 a.m. on September 8th at Arnold Field. Coffee, blankets, and a lot of yawns were involved. And to balance it out, students got their sugar fix at Jenny's Ice Cream in Narberth during the back-to-school social, because nothing says welcome back like ice cream. To academics, it's worth repeating that we're celebrating 17 Lower Merion High School seniors who were named National Merit Scholarship semifinalists this year. That's a huge honor, and they'll now be competing for nearly $26 million in scholarships. Pretty impressive brain power walking our halls. Moving to sports, fall sports are in full swing, so big shout outs to all our athletes, from cheerleading and cross country, field hockey to football. We've got golf, soccer, tennis, ultimate frisbee, volleyball, and water polo. Here's a quick lap through what our athletes have been up to. Our boys soccer team earned national recognition for academics, rocking a 3.56 GPA, well above the national award threshold. Only 302 teams across the entire country were recognized, so this is a big deal. Our girls soccer team is tearing it up on the field with a 7-1-1 record and a number 3 district ranking, holding first place in the Central League. Go Aces. Our girls volleyball team spiked their way to victory over Pencrest. Not to be outdone, our boys golf team swung big and scored a win against Pencrest too, a highlight of their season so far. In water polo, the girls grabbed their first win of the season against Hazleton, while the boys battled hard in a close match. As for tennis, my sport, I'm thrilled to share that our team is still undefeated so far. Everyone knock on wood for me. Our cheerleaders are doubling the spirit this year. Literally, they're preparing not one, but 2 routines for competition season. Come see the sneak preview at Friday's game against Harriton. Upcoming events. On September 17th, the Kobe Gym turns into Club Central for our activities fair. It's the day when students get to shop around for clubs, everything from best buddies to build on, like a buffet of opportunities waiting to be sampled. On September 18th, it's our open house. Parents get to walk our schedule and meet the teachers. Always fun to see them try to navigate the hallways. On September 19th, Lower Merion's parking lot will smell better than ever. Our back-to-school food truck festival runs from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. Families can enjoy everything from Thai noodles and barbecue, burritos and donuts. It's basically dinner, dessert, and recess all rolled into one. And finally, on a more meaningful note, we're looking ahead to an event with special significance for our community. The 3rd annual Sean A. Hughes Memorial Fund 5K and Fun Run on November 9th. All proceeds will support the creation of the Memorial Garden at LM, which will serve as an outdoor classroom and performance space. That's all for Lower Merion. Thank you, and here's to a strong, spirited start to the school year.
Thank you very much. Excellent job. I appreciate the analogies and punning, both of you. Really good job on that tonight. I loved it. The rhyming as well. Thank you so much for being here. We look forward to meeting your sister at the next meeting. And also, just so you know, at this time, we understand that you have to wake up really early. So if you want to leave us earlier, you can do that. If you want to stay, you're more than welcome to stay as well. Just want to give you that exit plan if you needed it. Okay, now let's move on to committee meetings. So we're going to begin with the policy committee meeting. And I'm going to ask my colleagues here, when you introduce your committee notes and kind of updates of what happened, if you could just give a beat on what's the focus of the committee. So policy, what's the focus of policy? Curriculum. Just a beat on the foundation of that committee.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to read the minutes of the policy meeting. The policy meeting is about, guess what? Policy. and administrative regs. We had our first policy committee meeting of the 25-26 school year on September 5th. The agenda for that meeting outlines the work we plan on the policies and AR for the coming year. So if you wanted to take a look at that list, you can go back to that meeting on board docs and you can look at the list. It's at the that follows on the bottom of it. For adoption, we reviewed policy and AR 257, parent and family engagement, and policy AR 827, conflict of interest. Policy AR 257 was updated as part of an audit that follow-up and ensures compliance with federal requirements. A noted edit that was caught at the meeting was to replace PTA and PTO to reference HSA as the terminology we use in this district. Policy in AR 827 is the conflict of interest. It was also revised in response to the audit, and no substantial changes since the spring review. For those of you who joined us last school year, we previously reviewed these policy ARs in spring meetings, in which we are now requesting approval from the board to adopt these revised policies. For first reading, we did policy AR 812, nutritional services, and policy 808, free and reduced price meals for students. These policies have been revised with non-substantive changes, correcting job titles and ensuring consistency with administrative roles. We request the board to approve the first readings of these policies. Before the start of our review of policy 812, nutritional services came and made a presentation for us. And we had Director Mo Hussein and Assistant Director Kendall Stokes. And I have been, just as a little aside, I've been to many of these nutritional services presentations over my years in the district with HSAs, and this was I have to say they've taken it to a next level, the two of them. The program scale and structure of it's self-operated. It's and not contracted, and operates as an enterprise fund separate from the district's general fund. They serve over 500,000 lunches and 250,000 breakfasts a year. About 16% of students are eligible for free and reduced price meals. Their menu options, they have a strong emphasis now of scratch cooking with fresh ingredients. They have daily vegetarian options. The high schools operate in like a food court model with multiple lines, like pasta grill, pizza, deli grab and go, etc. Middle and elementary schools provide a range of hot entrees, salads, and like hummus boxes and low sugar cereals. The Korean key nutritional initiatives, low sugar breakfast, eliminating artificial dyes, free breakfast available for all students to remove access. Breakfast carts are now being placed at bus stops and hallways to reach each student quickly before class. Parent engagement through, and there's also, or I should say, there's also parent engagement through monthly nutrition committee and special tasting events like Tasty 2 Days and Would You Try Wednesdays. There's a lot of collaboration and student support. They work with the special education programs to provide students with real-world work experience, and no child is ever denied a meal, regardless of account balances. Families are notified if balances do go negative. All products are child nutrition approved, meeting stricter federal standards for sodium, sugar, and fat. But through all this, we not only thank Mr. Hussein and Ms. Stokes for making their presentation, but we also thank them and their entire nutrition service team for their efforts to balance nutrition guidelines while trying to give students a variety of healthy choices while managing the program finances, responsibilities of running this like a business. Our next policy meeting will be at October 3rd at 9 a.m. in this room. Thank you.
Excellent job. Thank you. Sarah, are you going to do curriculum?
I got it.
Oh, sorry, Shannon.
It's okay. I am going to give us a quick rundown first of what the curriculum committee is. Basically, curriculum is there existing to talk about, discuss, offer guidance and approval for things, academic materials that our students are going to be using, and things, products or approaches that teachers and staff are going to be using to give the overall classroom experience for our kids. We also do review certain contracts and things before they go to full board approval if they are specifically related to those aspects and are not related to the physical buildings of our school. So that's just a quickie. We are a really awesome committee, and so if you have not checked us out, I highly recommend it. We are also Monday nights at 7 p.m. in this room just a week before the full board meeting, so come hang out with us. First, we only had one contract for review in September. We talked about School Mint Hero and the contract review there. It is a software that streamlines school entry process by generating late passes. We did have a lot of questions and sort of understanding about how that integrated with our process, and our team was great. Mr. Weinstein went and got us a lot of background information to the committee to answer those questions, and then we were able to have further discussion of it in facilities. That contract is up for approval by the full board tonight. We then had two presentations that I thought were really great, and if you're at all interested in these topics, I highly recommend you go back and take a look at the video of the meeting because they were really great. So first we talked about our Lower Merion focus areas for the school year, and what the goal of them was really to keep focusing on our guiding approaches that we have and really just drill down and get going even better than we have been before, because we're working towards the strategic plan and looking to hear that feedback from our community of where else we should go beyond that. So those three main points that we're focusing on as a district this year are universal design for learning, professional learning communities, and multi-tiered systems of support. Then we had a presentation that our staff has been working on for actual months and got pushed back a little bit to this, and we really appreciate our team coming in and giving this really in-depth, well-thought-out presentation on artificial intelligence. We had our 3 instructional technology coaches from each area, each grade band, come and discuss that. First, it started with discussions in the policy committee on how that was going to be applied in terms of policy and AR. I don't believe the AR exists yet.
Could you just explain what AR is to everybody, because I don't think we've said that yet.
Policy is what the rule is, and AR stands for administrative regulation, and it's basically how we do the thing. It's like what the thing is, how we do that thing, if that makes sense, or it's maybe too reductive. It's just the
operationalization guideline for how we work through those policies. So that is policy number 134, if you are interested in seeing what the policy committee has come up with on artificial intelligence. Our presentation on AI talked about focus on how AI can be used and managed by both our students and our staff. We talked about how we're currently in the process, the phase of setting groundwork for AI literacy, and we talked about the age-appropriate AI literacy frameworks that have been put into place, and the digital citizenship curriculum that our students receive. Talked about how it's being integrated into professional development and how our staff can responsibly use that to free up time and mental space to do other more in-depth instructional activities, and talked about parent and guardian outreach about these same topics, and discussion of guidelines for appropriate use in different projects and cheating prevention for our students. So that was like a super brief guideline. It was a really great presentation with a really robust discussion afterwards, and I really encourage you to go ahead and review that actual presentation. The next meeting of the curriculum committee will be October 13th, right here in this room at 7 p.m., and I hope to see you all there. Thank you very much. Great job, both of you. And I know we have Jason online, just gonna say that out loud, he's in the cloud, and Melanie here, so which one of the co-chairs is going to do the Facilities and Purchasing Committee meeting? And remember, begin with explanation of what facilities and purchases are.
I was gonna do that, if that's okay.
Great, that would be great, thanks, Jason.
So in Facilities and Purchasing, we review matters that involve the facilities in our district, and also review any type of district purchases. So at our meeting, this most recent meeting, we discussed our list of bills, the purchasing report, which included our high voltage cable and conduit repair for Marion Elementary School, a Verizon wireless contract for all employees, and a document copier for BlackRock. We also discussed district contracts, which involved the school mint that Shana had mentioned from curriculum, as well as a ChatGPT EDU license. And then we also reviewed a list of approved contract for staff for bus drivers and aides. We also had Presidio, the Giganon, which is a web filtering, and a Zoom renewal. And last but not least, we had a presentation regarding the playground assessment from Matt from Heckendorn Shiles, architect, and he did a phenomenal job, extremely informative. And I encourage anyone that's interested in doing so to review the presentation, which is available, as well as the recording of the meeting. So that was a fantastic presentation. I do want to thank Dr. Ranelli, Mr. Lill, and Mr. Copeland for their help and leadership on the playground assessment, making sure that that the presentation was fantastic, along with Matt. And our next meeting is on Thursday, October 16th at 9:30 a.m. on Zoom, and I encourage all to attend.
Thank you very much. Okay, with that, we have all of our committees in review, and we're moving on to audience recognition portion of the meeting. At this time, we will hear public comment. If you would like to speak at tonight's meeting and have not done so yet, please sign up with Ms. LaPere. And for those of us joining via webinar, the chat feature will now open. You'll see a 10-minute timer appear on screen. You can submit your comments and/or questions via the chat feature. Please be sure to begin with your full name and where you reside within the district. It can be the general neighborhood that you reside in. And you have 3 minutes when you're up there, just to give you a timeline. Thank you.
Jeff Loebman, Bala-Cynwyd. I filed several open records requests, and thank you, Mrs. LaPere, for your help with all of those. People wrote in on a variety of meaningful topics looking for help and to be heard. Instead of addressing those issues, the emails I saw between some of you were mostly about how to make the district look good and seem like you're saying the right thing. One of the emails I saw was different. A parent wrote in expressing concerns about anti-Semitism and student safety. There was the typical discussion about how to reply and the optics of that reply. The school board president then wrote to the superintendent, used language not compliant with Lower Merion School District's policies, and said that she would tell him later what the email was really about. You're all on a school board and you've been through trainings. You should understand that when somebody speaks about Jewish people in a way that involves conspiracies and ulterior motives, it is very damaging. Similarly, when you dismiss concerns as being politically motivated instead of genuine, it's also hurtful and wrong. The way to understand what's important to somebody is to ask them and engage in a conversation. School districts' policies are put in place to protect the community. I've now raised three different examples of noncompliance with stated policies. I ask that you get back to me, let me know how each of those 3 items were actioned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next we have, Martin Wan, then Talia Nissim, and then Dina Pack.
Good evening, everyone. This is my second time to stand here to thank you again. I made a speech in May. Oh, sorry. My name is Martin Wan. I live in Bryn Mawr. My son is in the Black Rock Middle School, 5th grade. I explained the purpose of our rental request, and I did received the response from the school district, Mr. James Leo, and but unfortunately I was in the international trip during the time, so I haven't got time to respond to the email. And also I saw a list of the documentation we should prepare, and I read through the email, and we should be no problem to provide all the information. So hopefully our request will be put on the table to everyone to review. So hopefully our request can be granted. One step further, we currently rent the Rosemont College for our Sunday schools, but unfortunately their school was acquired by Villanova University. Villanova University is a much bigger and busier university, so they might have some use during the Sunday for their campus. So thinking about the 2026 or 2027, we might need to rent the school district facilities. So hopefully we can talk about that in our email for the future. But again, thank you very much to think about our request for the coming Lunar New Year celebration for the school, the theater rental. Thank you again. We also have our school board director, Ms. Lin Zhuang here, so hopefully we can have some short talk after the meeting. So we are here, so I want to talk with you. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hi, Talia Nissim, Ardmore. Good evening, my name is Talia Nissim, and I live in Ardmore. I want to use my time to talk about LMSD's 2025 through 2028 Future Ready Comprehensive Plan. This is a state-required plan that every Pennsylvania district files on a 3-year cycle. It was approved at the regular business board meeting on March 17th, 2025, and is available to read on the LMSD website. I have to say, after reading the report, I'm a little concerned. In the section tied to Pennsylvania's Future Ready Index, it summarizes that 2023 outcomes and a 2024 update. 2023 growth, student progress, all 3 middle schools and both high schools met the math growth standard. 4 out of 6 elementary schools met growth. That means 2 did not. 2023 ELA, English Language Arts growth, both high schools and 5 out of 6 elementary schools met or exceeded growth, meaning 1 of those elementary schools did not. The report states there was some improvement in these metrics in 2024, but again does not report which schools saw that improvement or which grades. So in the interest of transparency, the 2 mentioned schools are Belmont Hills and Penn Wynne. You can find that information on the PDOE website. That gap matters. It's hard for families to understand what's working when the basics, which schools, which grades, are not stated plainly. This brings me to accountability and quality control. Transparency. The state's Future Ready site publishes building-level dashboards. The district should mirror that transparency. The community deserves this information. Across multiple action plans, the same aspirational line is repeated. Continue to transform and refine how we define, measure, and report students' achievement. by 2027-28. That's a philosophy statement, not a target. Real goals need a number, a date, a responsible owner, and a way to verify completion. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Dina Pack, then Omer Dekel, Ruth Jenkin.
Hi, I'm Dina Pack, Balakinwood. I am finishing Talia's comment. In the LMSD Future Ready plan, just continuing her comment, another concern that I see here is the plan is poorly written and poorly edited. The plan misspells Harriton High School, it calls it Harrison High School with an extra I, and there are whole sections that are copied and pasted with the exact same language in goals for students at the same language as for staff. It really looks like somebody just copied and pasted it into the form. There's even a placeholder that literally reads, enter year, as if somebody just didn't fill in the year. This is sloppy editing. A document submitted to the state of Pennsylvania representing a place of education should do better. It's frankly unacceptable. Another concern is that it was posted with no signatures or dates of approval, even though that board did approve the plan on March 17th. When a plan says 4 of 6 elementary schools met math growth, the natural question is which were? Which 2 did not? What changed in those schools? What will be different this year? When the report says that grades 3 through 8 ELA growth moved from below meeting standards to meeting standards in 2024, we should ask which grades, which student groups? What was the effect size? The state of PA treats this report as a compliance deliverable. Families treat it as a promise. If we say we are going to close gaps and improve growth, we owe the public clear metrics, named responsibility, and dates. If we claim 2024 growth improved, wonderful. We should share that growth, school by school, student growth, group by student group. If board members are going to vote, they should insist on a plan that is precise, clean, well-edited, and measurable before voting. This board sets a tone for transparency and rigor. This community deserves both.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Omer Dekel, Belmont Hills. 3 wonderful children in Lower Merion. I'm not here to talk about them. I think the reason all of us in this room, I know this side usually doesn't interact, it's sort of a monologue for 3 minutes. Maybe this side will interact. I think the only reason all of us are here is because we are truly, it's important for all of us, the future of our children and their safety. I hope I get a nod from this side of the room at least. Thank you. I want to talk to you because a parent reached out to me and asked anonymously to share this with the board, if you haven't heard of this yet. She's a high schooler, and last week a student came to her and said, I'm going to smoke you. And after investigation, apparently there's a smoke list as well. For those who don't know, that's a sort of terminology for killing. It's horrible that this is something that happened in Lower Merion. This is horrible that happened in any school. And I think all of us can agree that the safety of our children is important. But also, extremely important, is for all of us to understand, how can we make this a safe environment for all children with a clear balance of what we can do to make this addressable. I know that usually we do not get any response from this side of the room when we talk, but especially in today's climate, gun violence and threats and fear should not have place for any child, and we can only control what's happening in our school district. So I urge all of you to react, and I challenge you to respond, whether to me or to the school, to the entire community on this, because there's no place for this here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ruth Jenkins, Beth Sandberg, James McLaughlin.
Ruth Jenkins from Wynwood. Among the many reasons the community fought so hard for full-day kindergarten was to address the achievement gap. It's common knowledge that early intervention leads to substantial benefits. As I look at the outline for the kindergarten curriculum, I do not see anything that identifies intervention skills to help, in particular reading. Without reading, students will fall behind quickly in all subjects. You're aware of the national report card that shows only between 33 and 43% of fourth graders are reading on grade level. How do you get to fourth grade and not read on grade level? Where was the intervention in kindergarten, in first grade, second grade? Only by fourth grade do you know that these students are not reading well. It also indicates too much screen time on the national report. K-3 students do their work primarily on computers, not in teams, not interacting. I see no technique, just materials, but no process. No story time, holidays, out loud reading, speaking, and writing. I don't see a comprehensive reading program with regular assessments, materials, and reporting. We take for credit the successes, and we need to take responsibility for the achievement gap and form an action plan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beth Sandberg, Ballackinwood. I am the mother, very proud mother, of 4 Jewish children, 2 of which have graduated from Lower Merion High School and 2 of which are currently enrolled in Lower Merion High School. Over the last 2 years, the level of anti-Semitism in this school district has continued to grow at alarming rates. And all of you sitting on the school board have continued to do nothing to combat it. And I'm looking at you also, Superintendent Rinaldi. We met last year after a horrific event occurred to my son, and you asked me to be your ally. And I'm standing here now in front of you and everyone at home who's watching, asking why you haven't been our ally back. You allowed the communications director, Amy Buckman, at this school district to send an email filled with blatant, full lies. And you know it, and I know it. Then, when there was even more evidence to prove how dishonest her response was, you still did not issue a retraction. We currently have a school board election in November, and I hope that, especially for the people in this room who probably know this, but for those at home who are watching or who watch this on the rewind, that they get involved and they ask for more information. We have a candidate who is running, whose own child sent Jewish students in our district, in their class, an email that said "Free Palestine" along with Palestinian flags. That is a hate crime. We have a current school board member running for re-election who has openly admitted, yet not really apologized, for purposely hiding a sign that says Jewish students deserve to feel safe on campus. We have a current school board president who publicly praises Ismael Jimenez, who's the head of the social studies department at the School District of Philadelphia, who's currently under investigation for his anti-Semitic words and actions. Our school board should not be made up of Democrats or Republicans. It should be made up of people who care about our children, and that's not what we're seeing. You certainly are not representing my child, and I'm sure that I'm not alone in feeling that way.
Thank you.
James McLaughlin, Len Getz, and then Teresa Doggett.
Oh, you're next. Sorry.
My name is Len Getz. I've been a member of Lower Merion for about 45 years. Huh?
Where you reside within the district?
In Merion?
Just Marion.
Merion, I just said that. I've been here for 45 years. I've always held the Lower Merion School District in very high regard. They always had a very good reputation. But in the last year or so, I was just informed, just the other day, last week, a list of 25 anti-Semitic occurrences have taken place in the Lower Merion School District, and I was horrified. I was shocked. not only is there a list here of 25 incidents, but there's very, very little was done about them, which also is very shocking. I'm not sure why that is, where you people are on these matters, but if it was my school district, and if it concerned my children, your children, I'm sure you'd be up in arms about it too. And among these lists, so there's one of these items here was there was a book that was promoting anti-Israel content, and nothing was done about this book. This book was still sitting there. So I want to ask you, Dr. Ranelli, if there was a book in the library that was anti-black, would that book still be in the library? Or would you remove it from the library? Any answers? You don't answer?
This is your time for comment. Whatever responses will come at a later time.
I would think that book would have been removed, as it should be. And that book, that anti-Israel book, should be removed as well. It's time for this group to stop being cowards and to stand up and be courageous about suppressing anti-Semitism in this entire district. This list of 25 items should not grow anymore. The last item here was in June. This list should not grow. And it's your responsibility to have the courage to make sure this list doesn't grow, and that any more anti-Semitic attacks on children, on faculty, on any board members, you should be taking action immediately. That's what I would like to see.
Thank you.
Is there Mr. McLaughlin here?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. And then after that, it's Teresa Daga and then Jill Altschuler.
Yes, good evening. My name is James McLaughlin, and I live on Loves Lane in the English Village, a short distance from here. About a year ago, and by the way, these are ad hominem comments. I did not expect to be here tonight, but about a year ago, I did come here intentionally to speak about the acquisition of Oakwell by the school board and to demand that it be sold, because it was a public relations disaster for this school district. And everyone knew it, and finally the district did the right thing and sold it. We're not in the business of acquiring properties, and it was a ridiculous reason why it was acquired to begin with. And it's been preserved, thank goodness. Well, when I was here, I unexpectedly encountered a large number of my Jewish neighbors and friends who were here to talk about anti-Semitism in the school district. This was over a year ago, and I stood up and I supported them. I had no idea they were here to speak about that subject. And now, a year ago, here I am this evening out for an evening stroll, and I just happened to see Jewish neighbors who were coming to this school board meeting, and I said to myself, I wonder why they're here. I know why they're here, because their issues are not being addressed. I'm a Christian supporter of my Jewish neighbors and of Israel, and I'm proud to be here to stand in support of all of them. And the fact that their children are attending schools where they don't feel protected, their parents don't think they're protected, and horrible bullying and anti-Semitic things are occurring is very distressing to me. And as I said, I didn't expect to be here this evening, but I want to lend my full support to all of them and to plea that with you to do the right thing. And the district knows how to do the right thing, I hope. The flag is half-step in honor of Charlie Kirk. That's the right thing, that's for sure. And I really think that if the district does not do something and have an anti-Semitic tracking procedure or some way of dealing with these incidents instead of just covering them over, it will be tragic. And in this politically charged climate, we've already seen what can happen, and it's happening. So we need to address this, and I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Teresa Doggett. I am in Marion Station. I have 3 daughters who attend the schools, and we moved here in 2020, just coming out of COVID. And I just wanted to take a moment out of my time. I've listened to some school board meetings. I have not been to many, and I just wanted to take a moment to thank the board under President Sautner's leadership for another successful start to the school year. Since we've moved here, I've watched the board navigate some fairly significant challenges, educating during COVID, bringing our students back after COVID, implementing full-day K, change in start times, opening the new middle school, moving 5th graders from elementary to middle, superintendent transitions, budget challenges, bus routes and transportation challenges, and almost teacher strike. I know the list goes on, and there's an infinite number of things that I'm not touching on here. I've even appreciated 2 seemingly tiny changes going into this year that I've really appreciated. Honestly, the new bus app, thank you for that, and the weekly email of LMSD happenings with links to all of the things going on. I've also appreciated the focus on the off and away policy, as 2 of my girls are now middle schoolers. I appreciate the approach that the district continues to take as I watch other districts try to navigate this in many different ways. Really trying to prioritize the challenge of having cell phones in school with our students learning. The work of the board is to hold the best interests of all students at heart and push the district to make the best decisions possible within the context of whatever constraints exist at the time. You are often met with competing priorities and very strong differing opinions on what is in the best interests of students. Public education is some of the hardest work there is out there. I commend you all for volunteering your time and serving on the school board and working on behalf of our children every day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Jill Altschuler from Marion Station. Couple things. One is there's a program tomorrow evening from 7 to 8:30 that, speaking of anti-Semitism, is it's called the IRA Definition Explained. So IRA, the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, working definition of anti-Semitism. It's on Zoom. I would hope that as many of you could attend as possible. I have some flyers and I can email it to you. I'm not sponsoring this event, but I figured it's really important. There's been a lot of, in several of the meetings last year, a lot of pushback against and criticism of the district supposedly adopting IRA when Dr. Yanni was here. So I think this is a great opportunity for everyone who's interested, and especially those who are opposed to IRA, the IRA definition, to come and ask questions and have your comments heard. So I have flyers here. If anyone wants to reach out to me, I don't know, they can email the board and yeah, I'll give you one. Okay, so, and the other thing I wanted to say was that I've heard that the district has engaged with the Dialogue Institute at working with a couple of some students from maybe Manasseh and the Jewish Student Union at Harriton. I don't know if I have the full correct information, and also working with some administrators, which I think is amazing. The last few school board meetings back in last year, a lot of the community members have been saying how much of a need for dialogue there is, so I think it's amazing. I don't know that much about the Dialogue Institute. I know other organizations, but to engage with them for the students, for administrators, and the community members, I think would be an amazing step to take, because I feel like the school district is also somewhat responsible for what's going on with community members who may not have kids but are in the community and very invested in the school district. So I'm wondering if we could bring community members into this effort or initiative working with the Dialogue Institute. A couple community members and myself have reached out to the Dialogue Institute, and we've been trying to figure out a way of funding it. So we're, I know the district has budgetary challenges, but this isn't a huge financial investment, so I'm hoping it's something you could consider. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Kim?
Hi, Kim Lippitz, Narberth. I was not planning on speaking tonight until I heard about the right to know requests, and they read that email, and I'm really shaken. That's the first I've heard of it. Dr. Sautner, that's unacceptable. It's really unacceptable. It's hurtful. It's totally unbefitting. It's unacceptable to send an email to our new superintendent stating that you know this playbook that we use all the time. That's horrific. I'm speechless. And it's deeply shameful. Do better. It's not okay. And I'll only say one other thing, that part of the reason why this is allowed, that this kind of culture is allowed, has to do with the law firm that has been representing this district for over 55 years. Enough is enough is enough. It's unacceptable. School board, pursue other options and get different legal advice, because I do not believe that a school board president would email our school superintendent about the Jews and knowing their playbook unless that was okayed on some level by the council. It's really, really unnerving. Do better. This is not okay.
That's all the
One thing, I am more than happy to address the misinformation that is out there whenever you want to speak. This is not community comment, but we need to, as a society, be careful about misinformation and disinformation. Now, please do community comments.
Yes, there are 5 tonight in the chat. First is Lindsay Bognano, lives in Marion Station. I have 3 kids at Marion Elementary. My comment centers around last week's back to school night. I am always impressed with Dr. Albanese and the entire staff at Marion Elementary. Whenever I walk into the building, I am reminded of why we moved to Lower Marion. My 3 children are being personally cared for and treated with kindness, respect, and supported with whatever they need. As a result, they are thriving, growing, and learning every day. Each teacher and staff within the building has such intense dedication. They show up with an intention to care for kids, hear them, see them, and treat them with respect. What a beautiful model for all of us to follow. This has been our consistent experience over the 3+ years at the school. Thank you to Dr. Albanese, Mr. O'Donovan, Candace Brown, and the entire Marion team for demonstrating grace, kindness, and respect to our children and the community at large. We love you.
Thank you.
Joanna Stone, Marion Station. After attending my zillionth back-to-school night this past week at Bala Cynwyd Middle School, I was encouraged by the number of teachers who talked about the importance of actively working to develop a sense of belonging for our students. As a parent and educator myself, I know this is foundational for the kind of academic risk-taking that enables true growth. Thanks to the board for their leadership in this area, and I hope to see CARE meeting dates on the calendar soon as our district continues to push for equitable achievement for all of our students. Mia Carpanilia, Marion Station. I'm proud to live in a community and school district that values inclusion of all students in these troubling times when students and families face threats from ICE, devastating cuts to food assistance, and the subpoena of their confidential medical records for gender-affirming care. It is crucial that our schools serve as a safe and inclusive space for our children. Thank you to the school board for maintaining this priority in your work. Next is Esther Schwartzman, Bryn Mawr. Your equity policy is offensive and illegal. It mislabels and excludes. You fund DEI while defunding IEP needs, inclusive playgrounds, music, busing, etc., all the while achievement gap widens and budget shortfalls. The last comment is Amanda Liddon, Marion, parent of 4 kids in the district, 2 at Marion and 2 at Balakinwood Middle School. We live in Narberth. I just want to take a moment to thank the teachers, administrators, and leadership for a warm and smooth return to school. In a time of chaos and uncertainty, it is such a gift to have kids be in schools where they are so well cared for. The back-to-school nights were joyful and organized. I have received individual emails from my kids' teachers already, and my younger kid's bus driver already knows every kid by name. I'm not suggesting anything is perfect or that we don't have challenges. I'm rarely about my concerns. But I also don't take it for granted how lucky we are and feel it is imperative to voice appreciation and acknowledge our bus drivers, teachers, and administrators. Thank you. And that concludes the comments.
Thank you very much. Now let me pull up my script. Okay, so we have a few things to go over on the agenda. Hold on one second. Here we are. The following items are being removed from the consent agenda. Mr. Orlando, can you please share item 11C?
In accordance with policy 702, gifts, grants, and donations, the administration recommends the Board of School Directors accepts with gratitude the following donations. $2,200 from the Home and School Association for support of the PBIS program and in support of assemblies at Penwood Elementary School. $3,000 from the Home and School Association for support of the water bottle filling stations at Belmont Hills Elementary. A donation of $260.33 from the Home and School Association for the purchase of art supplies at Kenwood Elementary School, and that was for the 2024-2025 school year.
Thank you very much. And now it's pulled from consent agenda. Do we have to do a vote on it, Ken? Yes. Yes, okay. So I'd like to know for the board, who's in favor, please say aye. 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 Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, Jason.
I said aye.
I figured you would. It's a good one, especially facilities. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
I just want to say thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you to the HSAs because that's really awesome and it really does add to the community spirit that we hope to foster. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Why we pulled it.
Before we move on to the one that'll need to be voted, I just wanted to acknowledge a death notice. Wesley Daughtry, biology teacher at Lower Merion High School, passed away on May 18th. Mr. Daughtry was in the district from 1958 until his retirement in 1989.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the following policies were reviewed for adoption: Policy 257, Parent and Family Engagement, and Policy 827, Conflict of Interest.
Thank you, Melanie, earlier for doing a good job walking us through those policies, but when we're voting on policies, which is the biggest power of the board, we thought we would do them in open air. So do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, Jason. He said aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Now, do I have a motion to approve all of the other items listed in the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second? Any discussion? Oh, sorry, did somebody say second? I thought.
Second.
Sorry, second? Any discussion?
I have a question. The AI conversation that we had at the curriculum meeting this past Monday was a really robust conversation, and I do recommend that if you have the chance to review it, it gives a lot of background and maybe future ground. But one of the questions that dawned on me was when we talk so much about screen use, the intentionality of the screen use, the deliberate, kind of tool that it is. I'm curious in the elementary school level, win time. Win time stands for what I need. I would really appreciate some more background about how screens are used during that time, because if a student is not necessarily receiving services, from anecdotal research that I have, a lot of time is spent on screen, somewhat unrestricted, or not unrestricted, but undirected. So I would love some more information about that because it all kind of combines into literacy, digital literacy, in my opinion. Thank you.
We can follow up with that, Mr. Weinstein. Yeah, to the board. Thank you. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Mr. Ruse, could you now make a public announcement around the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act?
Yes, the board did meet in information in executive session prior to tonight's meeting. The executive session topic was confidential personnel matters.
Thank you very much. And so our next meetings, which were shared earlier, but I'll go through the list again. October 20th is the regular business board meeting, 7 p.m. That will be in Lower Merion High School auditorium. Thank you for writing that, Ms. LaPera. So I got it right, to recognize the National Merit Scholars, which our students shared tonight. Committee meetings will be held in the boardroom and via webinar and live stream unless otherwise noted. So then the next three are October 3rd, policy at 9 a.m., October 13th, curriculum at 7 p.m., and October 16th, facilities and purchasing 9:30 a.m. via Zoom only. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.